Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Popcorn King. Today we're going to be doing a review of a little film that can really only be called Monkey Man. Ooh, I was excited to see this film. I was very, very excited. I actually didn't even realize it was coming out when I did my list, like my most anticipated top 10 films of 2024. I didn't even realize this film was coming out. It came out as like a secret almost. And when I started to hear like Jordan Peele had sort of backed it, and I think Jordan Peele's a really great director. And then I know it's Dev Patel, who's he's the boy from Skins, right? Like he's been around, like he's from my ends. Like this is like an English guy, and obviously with maybe Indian heritage, but you know what I mean. Like it's like, oh wow, he's excelled so much. So this film, what is it about? What is Monkey Man about? So it's a revenge story. A little kid grew up in India. Something bad has happened in his past, and he's going to take on all the big crime bosses of the main city and where the film is set. And it's very John Wick style. It's very, The Raid 2. And who was in it? So we got Dev Patel, like I said, boy from Skins, Sharlto Copley, the boy from District 9, and then other Indian actors who I hadn't ever really seen before. But yeah, this film is great. This film is sexy. This film is violent. This film is beautiful. Like it's a strange dichotomy in the brain, right? When you're able to see such beauty in so much violence. Like that there are a few directors who can do this. You got Tarantino with Kill Bill, some very beautiful violence in that film. Like I said, The Raid, Jackie Chan films, Bruce Lee films, and now you've got this film. You've got obviously the John Wick films. There's something so stylish and so slick and just cool, Matrix level cool. Obviously that's about as much in common as it has with the Matrix, but it's just cool, and I just really enjoy watching films set in different cultures, because we've seen a million films set in the Western culture, so why not see a great action film that's set in like the underground mob bosses of India, and it's great. It's just thrilling action, beautiful people, beautiful girls, beautiful men in this film. You've got beautiful cinematography and just the character arc, the sort of the legend of it all, the sort of world building of it all, the fucking menus looking for prostitutes. Oh, what should I have today on the menu? Like it's just that there's so many parts of this film that make you feel icky, and you just want, like Inglourious Bastards, where you just want to see these Jewish men kill a bunch of Nazis. And in how Quentin Tarantino also does it in Django, where you just want to see these slaves kill a bunch of slave owners. In this film, you really just want to see a bunch of people die by the end of it. And that's such a great sort of handling of the storytelling. Dev Patel, he directed this film. It could be his directorial debut. But when you're able to do that, like in the Joker film, when Joaquin Phoenix shoots Robert De Niro in the face, spoiler alert, you just want him to cause some kind of chaos and some kind of havoc. We're not exactly on the Joker's side per se, but the subversion is that we just desperately want to see some havoc, some kind of disruption in this system. And that's exactly, again, what Dev Patel's character is doing in this. You just desperately want to see him pull it all down. One of the quotes in the film is like, something like an ember can bring down a fire, or start a fire, whatever it is. It's just like, yeah, I'm desperate to see some violence. And I'm not a violent person. I don't necessarily enjoy looking at violence, but when it's done in such a way where the main character has the heroic right to wreak havoc on as many people as possible. You're just thrilled when the payoff finally comes. There is, like every great action film, there's moments of winning and then triumph and then like falling down and then having to get back up and start again. And it's just great filmmaking, great soundtrack. The music's really sexy, kind of cool, modern Indian sort of hip hop type of music, and yeah, what else can I say about this film? Like, I'm really excited to see what Dev Patel will do next. Like I say, I really like. I think of like The Raid 2 when I think of this film. I think of John Wick. It's that just stylish violence that it's almost ballet to me. Like, I look at it and I'm like, wow, that's almost ballet. It might as well be ballet. I mean, you can like, from a second order, like sort of take your brain away from the situation and just be like, wow, these actors have so much sort of beauty in their physicality when they're fighting. It's like a dance. But then also you're just so engrossed that you even forget to think about that kind of stuff. You're so engrossed in the revenge of it all that you just want to see these people rolling around in blood. That's what you want. And maybe I sound like a lunatic. Maybe I've gone, crazy. Lock me up, throw away the key. But, I'm so excited to see the next sort of iteration. Like, I'm so excited to see the next stories that Dev Patel's going to tell, because this is amazing. Dev Patel, more stories. And it's a Monkey Paw production as well, which I think is Jordan Peele's production company. And I think, great, like, keep giving voices to different cultures that we don't usually see stories from their point of view. I know that Jordan Peele's very, very big on making stories from an African American's point of view, and that's really important. But then he's also like, well, let's get Dev Patel in to tell stories from that specific point of view as well. And that's also really important. And that's what's so amazing about this shift away from every single film being from a white person's perspective. It's like, oh great, we've told a bajillion stories in Hollywood from that perspective. There's other stories to tell, and it's really exciting to see them flourish. So yeah, this is a top film for me. One of my favorites of the year so far. I just want to sit in the cinema, watch a nice little Indian man kill a bunch of bad guys, and I want to see as much blood as humanly possible and as much violence as my brain can take.